Hi, hello, hello, hello. So I always start, I'm not sure you guys would have seen the notice I put up earlier that I was going to be going live at 6 o'clock and I'm a few minutes late, but I wanted to bring you up to speed. I'm sorry that my phone is moving around. Maybe now I can settle it up. But I wanted to bring you up to speed on what's going on. So I am right now um, seeing you guys or YouTubing, televising, whatever you want to call it, from my sister's house. I'm at my sister's. I'm in the guest bedroom. We have brought mom home. To update you, when last I talked to you guys, um, I was talking to you from the CCU at St. Jude's Hospital. Since then, I believe I can't remember what day I was on with you guys. It was like Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, but last Thursday, mom had a major stroke. Um, was apparently is not unexpected for the head injury that she took. She's been partially paralyzed on her right side. Um, is having can't talk really, and is completely unable to swallow. Um, and she's in a great deal of pain that we are able to understand. She's able to articulate that to us. And her condition is just pretty untenable. So we made the decision to bring mom home on hospice because she can't swallow. She's choking on her own saliva. So we can't give her anything. Just giving her, we're giving her Ativan for her agitation and morphine to keep her comfortable. And it's really only a matter of days. Hi, Judy. Hey, Miss Kay. Hi, Gail. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This family, and Mom needs your prayers. It truly is just a matter of days now. So I am here. I'm here at my sister's. I pretty much moved in a couple days ago. She came home on Monday, and I moved in on Tuesday. And I'm here. I ran a little bit late because she had wet herself, and we had to clean. She can do nothing, so we had to clean her all up. And it's to see her is just heartbreaking. I mean, we're all. And it's like my sister was saying, I'm so tired. I go and I haven't done anything, and it's not it's not like we're working. I worked for the first time today since last week. I think I haven't worked since Friday. And today I just needed to work a bit because I was going to lose my mind if I didn't do something. So I was able to work, and I could stop and put the phones like on hold. And when the nurse came and to talk, we had a family discussion, and we had to increase her meds because she's still breaking through them. And if she's awake, she's just crying and she's moaning, and we can understand her literally saying, why me? You know, and she wants to sleep because when she's asleep, she's not in pain. Hospice is not for the faint of heart. This is my second go around with it. I had to do the same for my father. And right now, the two of us, we're kind of basically holding each other up. We're trying to be strong for each other, neither one of us trying to fall apart. That moment will come, but right now we're just in function mode and to be supportive and to love on her. We had her awake for a little tiny bit, and when we had to change her, it was just changing her was because she could tell it hurt her. I mean, we were so gentle. You've got an audio phone. Sorry, that was my daughter calling. I'll call her back in a minute. Um, It's just hard. It's hard on her, it's hard on us. And we're all just, taking care of her the best way that we can. Thank God that the hospice people are just so wonderful. The nurse, because when you're in this kind of a position, making these kind of decisions, self doubt creeps in. You're just like, am I doing the right thing? Is this right? I mean, who am I? But what are you gonna do? I mean, our minds know that we're doing the right thing, but it's convincing our hearts is the other. So, but I wanted to at least, because I've had emails, and I at least thought I would touch base with you guys for a minute and just to let you know, hi, I'm still here. I just can't, I don't have it in me. It was like my sister says, and both of them know, this is the first time I've come here to stay for anything, even for an overnighter, that I don't bring something to work on. Always I bring something to work on because I'm fidgety and I want to be working on my stuff, and I can't. It's like, all I could do is kind of like, even working today, I had to call my boss like 3 or 4 times saying, okay, you're gonna have to forgive me. I've gone completely brain stupid. And stuff that I know how to do, or I go, I couldn't. Can you say, it's okay. How are you? And are you okay? And I go, well, as okay as possible. But again, I was just touching base because I know you guys care. And hi, Dieta. Um, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not coming up on your iPad. I set this up on my laptop and then couldn't use that link because I decided to come and sit here. And I came to the guest room because my sister has her former next door neighbors over, and I go, they don't need to be hearing this. So I just came here. She was like, I had told her I was going to do a live. She says, no, go, go, go. I've got this. So she gave my mother was, could tell us that she was thirsty. So the only way we can give her something to drink is to dip like a swab. It's a sponge on a swab, and she can suck on it so that we can give her at least, a little relief with that. But it's just horrid. It's just, there's no other way of describing it. We are, we're on a death watch, and we know she's going to pass, and we just want her to pass in peace, and to realize that she's still uncomfortable kills us. And it's okay. And then it's adjusting meds and talking to them. So it just is. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of indescribable. I can't put words to how I feel, but it's I look at her and it's hard. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart for me. It breaks my heart for her. It breaks my heart for my sister. I mean, because we both realize after when mom passes, it's just her and I, and she's all, I go, no, dude, I'm looking after you. I'm just most worried about you. And of the two of us, I'm the caregiver. She does logistics. She ranges things. I'm the one that takes care. And I'm doing as much of the caregiving for her because I know that's not her strength. And she goes in there and it kills her to see mom like that. So, when my dad had his accident many, many years ago, and he had a car accident, and literally was hit by an 18-wheeler, and out of some miracle of God, he didn't break a bone. But he was living in Florida. We had to fly out, and when we saw him, I mean, he had a heart attack on the operation table because the trauma, he burst a cyst on his liver, and when they had pumped him with 20 bags of IV because he had a heart attack on surgery. And when we got there, I swear, for lack of a better, he looked like Jabba the Hutt. And she just walked in and completely fell to pieces, and burst into tears. It was the first time I'd ever seen my sister cry. So I know how she is. I'm the oldest, so I'm trying to keep it together. But it's not easy. But I thank you all for the little notes and the comments and everything. I know, again, I've been incommunicado, and I'm trying not to apologize because I know you understand. I feel guilt, and but it kind of is what it is. It will, you know, it'll be in the next few days. That much we know. You know, beginning of next week. We don't know. She is made of strong stuff for her to be breaking through. They're giving her morphine, and we're giving her morphine, and it just is. So we're hanging. I mean, it's not even day by day. I feel like I'm hanging moment by moment. I take a breath. I'm like, okay, where am I? What am I supposed to be doing? And you kind of move on. The neighbor's bringing food over so that nobody has to cook, because we're all like functioning in a zombie state. And then we go up, and you know, if she's still awake, we go up, and you know, we try to be cheerful and caring, and just so we don't know how much she understands of what's going on. We will not talk anything about it to her, in her earshot. And then when the nurse came, we came and talked downstairs and conferred down there. It's just really hard. Thank you guys. Really, it's so hard. It is truly so hard. And she's my mom, and I don't want her to. I don't want to see her suffer. No, our circle of friends have been amazing. They, you know, somebody comes by every day to check on us, and the phone calls. Some days it was like yesterday. I was telling my sister I had to stop answering the phone because everybody's so, how is she? How are you doing? And you keep talking about it over and over, and it was like, Laura, it became too much. I just stopped answering the phone because I couldn't anymore. You get to that point where you're just numb. And yesterday we were just exhausted. We sat down and we just, mom rested, so we said, well, let's just sit here and maybe we'll watch a movie. I don't remember. I can't remember what we watched because I didn't watch it. I think I fell asleep of the exhaust and just crashed. And then I was saucer eyes at 5 a.m. because I only sleep 5, maybe 6 hours a night. So I was very awake. And I went up and I just sat with my mom. And, you know, and she was still asleep. And I came down and worked. And then she woke up yesterday. She didn't wake up till 3 in the afternoon. Today she was awake at 8. And so, I mean, I could hear her from downstairs. She was, you know, calling out. You know, it was just this. It was. I can't even say. It was just horrid. This just sound, and you know, I can't run stairs, and I ran, and you know, I flew up the stairs, and Laura flew out of her room, and you know, she was very wet, and we gave her, you know, I gave her swabs, and we cleaned her up, and you know, we give her meds, and she's somewhat settled into somewhat restless, but she was still awake when the nurse got here. And that kills us. It's we want her to be at peace, and she isn't, and we know that, and that's the hardest part. So here I am, kind of whining. I'm sorry, but I did want to touch base with everyone because you guys are just great. You're you know, my little core group here. You guys are so awesome. So, and I thank you for being here and for coming in and caring to care for what's going on. You know, you shouldn't. There is no reason, but it just feels good to talk, to reach out to you guys, and at least touch you for a second, because I do miss doing my videos. I miss, you know, talking to you guys, even when I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to the camera, working my project, but I feel like I'm talking to you, so I kind of sort of am now. So I thank you. I thank you so much for being here and just for listening and for being wonderful, crafty friends. I appreciate and I love each and every one of you. And when I say that, I mean that. Okay, I'm not just saying it because it's something to say. I say it because it's the truth. But I know also, like here you go, Kathy. I mean, it's true. I know I'm not the only one. I know, you know, there's so many others, you know, that are going to do the same thing. So if anybody else is or has gone through it and sees this, it's okay to feel all, and you go through all the emotions. You go the sadness, the anger, we are we are already grieving. We have already started to grieve. And it's okay. I remember a friend of mine when I was going through this with my father who said, because she had been through it with her mother who had breast cancer, she says, Myra, and when it happens, you will feel relief. And she says, it's okay. It's okay. And you will feel grief. And she says, and I would say this to anybody, go, don't let anyone ever tell you how long to grieve. That's, truly a personal decision. And I can't remember how, and I was very, very close to my father. I mean, insanely close, because we were cut from the same cloth. I'm my dad's daughter. And and I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I'm such, I'm brainless. I do this all the time. I was sitting with my niece, and my niece is over at a friend's house. She didn't want to be here for this, so she's staying with one of her best friends. And I said, Sydney, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and I said, I can't remember what I was going to say. I mean, it was gone. And I do that a lot. I brain fart. Poor Steve, Peanut Gallery, he broke down 2 days ago. I mean, completely fell apart, because he says, it's not just your mom. He says, I have never seen you like this. I've never seen you weak, and I am the rock. I'm the one that keeps it together for everyone and for everything, and I do everything. He's never seen me be weak. And it killed him. And then that killed me. And so we were both puddles. And see, yeah, I go, my dad's been gone 13 years, Tiara, and I miss him every day, because my dad was a nut. Just totally, I am my father's daughter. He was the one person in this family who got me. Totally. I've always said, every family has to have the eccentric, me. So, but he understood me, because he was the eccentric. So I have another eccentric, which is another. I have two of them now. There's two of us cousins on both sides. Another cousin on the daughter of my cousin on my dad's side. She's very eccentric, just like me. And then my cousin on my mom's side, she's also, we get each other. And God love them, they've been checking every day. My cousin calls me every day, and we pray, and he talks just to check and make sure I haven't lost my mind. And not yet, but that I have, I have it is, questionable at best. But anyway, I'm sorry, I seem to be blabbering at my mouth. Um, I just feel, I know it feels weird. I'm old, people. I just turned 60, and and the craziest things I keep thinking, well, after when she goes, I'll be an orphan. Pretty old one, but that's kind of how I feel. I won't, and Nan, Steve's mom, reaches out to me and texts me and says, "How are you doing, kid?" And I'm sending you a virtual hug, and I send her back a message. I'm like, "You are the best." I go, "Mom, you are gonna be what I have left. I need you to be. She will be my mom." And I've been so blessed with such a wonderful mother-in-law. I mean, she's so amazing. I wish you guys could get know her. She is a bright ray of sunshine, and she has health issues. She's hard of hearing, and she has COPD in her leg, and she has restless legs, and she's in pain, and she doesn't tell us. I have to extricate it out of her. And she still, every day, has a smile on her face. She's such a sweetheart. And she'll be my mom. I told Steve, you have to share her now, because she will be it. I'm gonna love on her like crazy. Um, yes, Diane, I see your message. I will email you. I'll email you after this. I have to run back home because, amongst other things, before all this happened, Steve and I had a reservation to go to Disneyland tonight, because Thursday nights are date night, and guess who forgot to cancel the reservation? And if we don't go and at least swipe in, we take a hit on our pass. And because of all this stuff, we already have 2 hits, the third one, and we're blocked out for a month, which I don't know if in the grand scheme of things cares, but I go, look, Steve, well, I'll meet you. We'll go sign in. We may grab something to eat, and then I'll come back. But I've hardly seen my husband in 3 days, so I want to go and at least spend a few minutes with him, and he can run by me because the for the most part the remodel of the kitchen is done. It's painted. Oh my gosh, and it's so pretty. I'll have to do a little quick video to show you guys. And the family room is painted, and it's so much brighter. It used to be very dark, and now it's all white. I mean, not white, like a cream ivory, just bright, bright. And so the sun comes in, and it's wonderful. Mom had the blinds taken up that she hated, but Joe, her dad, loved, and she had them taken off. So now all this light comes in, but it looks like a war zone. It's just boxes and stuff in boxes all over the place, and Mom was going through all the boxes that came off the bookcase to see what's going and what's staying. And so I said, she's like, we'll get this done. I go, Mom, it'll happen. It won't happen until I can get back, and we'll get through it. And meanwhile, we have a dishwasher and we have a microwave. The stove was on back order, so we still don't have it. The range works, but not the oven. And the new refrigerator came with a ding on the front of it. So they are delivering a new one on Saturday. So, and the contractor's going to be out of town for Father's Day weekend, so he will come and put it in on Monday. So, and then we will have everything except a stove. But at least there's a range, so I told Steve, well, you guys can microwave, you guys can fry an egg. I suspect they're eating out a lot, so, and we'll go from there. So it's just like, I can't even think. I can't even think about what's going on in the house. I said, you're in charge. I asked them, just please clean the cat box and water my plants. Don't let my tomatoes, die on me. And our strawberry plants are full of strawberries. I go, don't let the strawberries go. So other than that, just water my babies. Not to show you guys my little, I call it the secret garden. Although I think it's not the not so secret garden, but I'm gonna have flowers, and I have tomatoes, and I have strawberries, and I like the garden, so we've got that up and running. And it feels so strange because I always go out this time and go water it or something, and I don't know, I just feel weird. I just don't know what to do with myself. So, gosh. And I've been sitting here just yammering for 20 minutes, guys. I'm so sorry. But I thank you guys. I mean, it felt a little normal. I'm sorry, readjust. To talk to you guys. And so thank you for being here and for listening to a crazy woman talk. Yes, we do. Yes, Deanna, we do have. We have a music cube. I guess it's Alexa, and we play music. I mean, right now she loved to listen to the news, so we have the news on for her for a little bit. And then we'll put on an action movie, because my mom, I always say, she was not happy. She was always, when I had her, I go, okay, Mom, what do you want to watch? And I knew that if 15 people didn't die in the opening credits, she wasn't going to want to watch it. Mom was an action flick. They had to be action. Didn't want to watch anything else. Heaven forbid we try a comedy or a drama or anything else. It was with Mom, it was action flicks. So I think Laura had Tomb Raider on for her earlier. We're not sure if she watched, because she would sometimes open her eyes and she'll be there, and or she could hear it in the background. So Western movies. You know what we did when Dad, with my father, when he really started, the dementia and the Alzheimer's really started going, the one thing I could guarantee would calm him, my dad was a huge Dodgers fan. Dodger, my God, if you cut that man, he would bleed Dodger blue. Loved the Dodgers, and I recorded a whole season's worth of Dodger games on a DVD, and I would play them for him. He wouldn't know, he wouldn't remember that he'd seen them, and he would happily watch the Dodger game. His favorite food was McDonald's. I'd go get him a Happy Meal, Dodgers, or classical music. My father, was a classically trained soprano. Oh my God, he had a voice. Just an amazing voice. And my dad sang community theater. And he was always the soloist at the cantata that was done at church every Easter. And he couldn't sing. He lost his voice after the strokes. He couldn't sing anymore. And it was like part of him died, and it died for us. We always give him a hard time, like, oh my God, there goes Dad. And then when he couldn't sing, we were like, it was awful. It was just awful. And it's it's the same with Mom. Just seeing her be there but not be there. Yes, I'll have to say that, Dieta. Oh my God, he had his beer. Oh, you guys are. Oh, we wish we could give her something. We can't give her anything. It's even the sucking of the water. Um, as she could aspirate, and then and the nurse was telling us about a case where they had a family, and they fed, they said, well, can we give him something? He says, well, and explain the possible repercussions. And they said, but okay. And they did. I can't remember what it was, but the father aspirated, and that killed him. He aspirated, and it went to his lungs, and he got, oh my gosh. Okay, are you talking about Corona? Oh, Corona, the beer. When you said Corona, I thought of the car. My dad's first foreign car was a Corona, and which then became the Corolla. Oh my goodness. That's like Nan. Nan has a glass of wine with dinner every night. I could make a hamburger and there's a little glass of white wine. Yesterday, it was just yesterday, the girls got together and they played tile rummy or rummy cube for those who might be familiar with it. And Nan was supposed to host, but the house is turned upside down, so we couldn't. I mean, we could have, but she would die rather than anybody see the house and the mess it is. And so they moved the location, and then she texted me to let me know. She said, we're going to happy hour. So here are all these late 80s, and my mother-in-law, Nan, who is the oldest, is 93. Trip on downtown Fullerton, excuse me, and they went to happy hour. I love those old biddies. I call them the golden girls. They're my golden girls, Annalise, who is the ringleader, and she's the next door neighbor. She's, and pardon my French, guys, so for other of you that have virgin ears, clever them up. But Annalise calls them my bitches. That's who they are. And when Steve and I got married, they all pooled their money together. They all pooled and gave us this ridiculous gift card. It was like $500. I couldn't believe it. And the card, they signed it from the bitches. And when I opened the gift, I was dying, just laughing. I was looking at my go, you have to see the card, read the card. And later I told Nan, I go, okay, come right, Nan. So I need to get the names of all of these because I cannot send a thank you card and say, dear bitches. That's just not going to work. But I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. Oh my gosh, and the dog, my sister has a Maltese, Leia, Princess Leia. They have two dogs. Princess Leia is a white Maltese, and then they have Pasha. She's a Russian black terrier, but it's Pasha as in Pawsha. And Pasha is 130 pounds of horse. I swear she's huge. But anyway, Leia sleeps up in Mom's bed. We prop because she can't get up there. But we put her up there, and she sleeps there. She cuddles up with Mom, and she sleeps. And the same was true with my dad. He had a Lhasa Apso, Pichulina, and Pichulina. Like me, we never left her side. With Dad, I didn't leave his side. I would leave to pee, and to shower. Just to clean up a little bit. Otherwise, I ate and slept in the recliner next to him. But she comes and she snuggles up, and I have seen Mom reach out to her and pet her. So I know that gives her comfort, But yes, pet, I don't care. I don't understand why they don't let you bring pets into hospitals. Pets are I totally get that. So we pick her up and we put her up there. She comes up with us when we check her. And then when she's tired, she needs to go. She jumps off. And it's a leap on the hospital bed. And then we'll see her. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I have prattled way longer than I intended to do. I figured, okay, it'll take my 10 or 15 minutes. And here I have been going on for half an hour. For what it's worth, thank you for listening and for hanging out with me, because I feel lighter for having talked to you guys. So, and for that, I thank you very, very, very much from the bottom of my butt, because it's bigger than my heart. Even with the weight loss, it's still bigger. I have less of a butt. And Steve, God love him, is a butt guy. Sorry, that was probably TMI. But, oh my gosh, yes. Sydney had put on Mom's bed this little tiny bunny, little stuffed bunny that Mom gave her when she was a little baby, and it's her favorite. It's her favorite, and she put it. It's on her bed. And when she took it to the hospital, and my sister, when they put her in a hospital bed, forgot to put it, and Sydney was like, "Where is the bunny? I gave her that bunny." And we found the bunny, and she put the bunny, and she felt strongly. She wanted to talk to the bunny. She wanted to make sure that Mom had the bunny and that she gave it to her. So, and now she's at her best friend's, and she's 14, but she's a very young 14. So we just, she wanted to stay. She wanted to see her, and she said her goodbyes. And we were just, my daughters came down. We're down for the weekend. The two live in Sacramento. Olivia and Tatiana came down because they knew. And as they were leaving, they're saying, "Mom," I go, "We're leaving." And we know. We've just seen her for the last time. And they were they were amazing. They arrived because we needed to clear out the kitchen and, the family room to be painted, and they took that on. They cleared it all out and boxed everything because Steve was working and I didn't have a brain to do it. I couldn't get to it. And because I was here. And they did it all. I'm so blessed with my girls. They've been there. Natasha my oldest pulled a lot of hospital duty. They are with her. We're very fortunate. God bless me with these just amazing, amazing women for daughters now. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. I've got to go and let my husband know that I'm coming. And I'm going to spend a little bit of quality time and hug him and let him hug me. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for being the wonderful freaking women that you are. There's a YouTuber I listen to, and he said, I love him because he always has a positive message. And I'm going to reiterate that message. You guys are amazing. Don't doubt it, any one of you, for a second. The ones that are here, the ones that will be listening to this later in the replay, you're all amazing and wonderful because, you're card makers and you give of yourselves through your cards and what you make. And that makes you wonderful and amazing and blessings into people's lives. So know that, okay? So I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. I'm holding all of you guys tight too. Thank you. I could feel it. I really do. I feel it. I love you all right? So I'm going to let you go. Hang in there. You know what to do. You guys need to craft for me, okay? And send me that crafty juju. And do this for me, okay? Send me pictures if you want of what you made. Tell me, send me messages. I'll read them. And again, know that I love you. So I'm going to let you go. All right, guys, enjoy your evening or your day, depending on when you see this. And don't ever forget, we are all a little mad here, okay? Even me. So come craft the madness with me, okay? And for me, all right? I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye. As soon as I figure out how to stop this. Oh, great.